107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Just a lot of bad this year. A lot of things that didn't go your way, and not being able to close it out at the end of so many games. Again, I keep going back to Saturday was the perfect microcosm for what this season's been, because despite how things didn't go well in a lot of aspects of the game on Saturday, there you are with 3.5 minutes left on your own 5-yard line. All you got to do is drive it 95 yards, score a touchdown, and win the game. Now, yes, that's easier said than done. No guarantees there, but you didn't even get a chance to try, really, because the first pass you throw gets tipped up in the air off of Harbor, and it gets taken in for a touchdown, and, well, that's all she wrote. And, again, that place cleared out faster than I've ever seen at Williams-Brice so far. And I give credit, a lot of credit, to the fans, because y'all showed up. That you couldn't have convinced anybody that was a game between a team with 4 wins and a team with 6 wins on the final Saturday of the college football regular season. That was a good crowd. That was a crowd that cared. That was a crowd that wanted to see them, well, quite frankly, vanquish their rivals. But they were still invested. Crowd energy seemed to be good throughout the entire game and all that kind of stuff. But when people see that it's over, well, they try and beat the traffic. And that's what happened on Saturday. You looked awful offensively against Oklahoma, which is where the Fire Shula chance came and all that kind of stuff. And that's where the Shula stuff really came to a head, right? And that's the moment where Jack Veltri asked Beamer, hey, you made a staff change last week with Lonnie Teasley. You're going to do it again? I already made a change last week, Jack. Or are you thinking about other changes, whatever, or however you phrased it, right? And that's where Beamer also, I think, lost a lot of the fan base this year with that exchange back and forth with Jack. But that's where things really went off the rails. Again, there were signs through those first handful of games. The Shula offense was not going well. But that's where it really came to a head of like, all right, this guy ain't it. Maybe we need to move on from him. And a couple weeks later, obviously, that did end up being the case after the Ole Miss game. And in a year where, again, maybe playoffs was too lofty of expectations. Maybe we all bought into the hype too much. But, like, you should have at least made a bowl game, right? There's no world. I don't care what talent you lose. There's no world where you should go from winning 9 games to 4 games in college football. We got a whole offseason to talk about this. We got coaching hires to make. We got recruits to sign tomorrow. We've got a portal to work through coming up here a month from now. A lot of pieces to be put in place for 2026 and what's going to be a pivotal year for Coach Beamer. So we'll talk plenty about that as this offseason rolls along.